Hi friends, Jonathan Hill here. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, welcome. And for everyone that's been coming back to these videos, hi again. I really appreciate you coming. I'm always a little, I always get a little scatterbrained when when I'm starting these videos. I feel more comfortable once we get going, but the beginning is always real tough. So, okay. I already said that my name is Jonathan. I welcomed everybody. I'm a cartoonist. I've done these books. I'm a teacher. I'm here with my friends from Create More Fear Less. And we do, these videos are projects that are just sort of like fun drawing exercises that you can do. Hopefully they help you sort of think about drawing in a more playful way and sort of trying to get folks away from trying to be perfect. I think that's something I've kind of struggled with since I was a kid and even now as a professional. And I just kind of want to share these projects and these exercises and these experiences with you, and hopefully you'll have fun with them, and hopefully you'll kind of get what I've been able to get from them. But we start every project, every exercise with this little ritual called a worry release exercise. And what it is you're going to need something to draw on. I use these sticky notes. You're going to need something to write on. Don't forget, if you don't like to write, if you want to draw something or kind of like code it in symbols, like it's up to you. Really, the idea is that we're going to slow down, which is, I feel like I need to just have practice in doing anyway. We're going to take a breath. And we're going to think about the things that have been going on with us. Maybe today, maybe a couple days before. And what have you been worrying about? What's been on your mind? And go ahead and write that down. All right. And so again, the whole idea of these exercises is that a lot of the times it can feel like worry kind of has control over us, but I want to remind you that like that's not the case. Like, we have control over our worries. We can decide how we think about them and what we do with them. And so by just simply writing them down, and you can share if you want. If I'm in a group setting, like in person, usually ask anybody if they want to share, because sometimes just sharing our worries helps make us feel better about them. I think I've shared all of them in the past. Today I'm going to kind of just keep mine private and personal, and you can too. But once we've taken this worry that's in us and it's out in the world, we can decide what we want to do with it. Do we want to throw it away? Do we want to put it under our pillow? Do we want to put it on our worry wall? I actually have a little envelope here that's my worry envelope. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the worries that I've had since I made these videos, and I'm going to put them away in this envelope. And then at the end of all the videos, I'm going to take them out and I'm going to spread them out, and I'm going to kind of look and see what are the things I've been worrying about the last 8 weeks or whenever. And then I can decide what I want to do with them then. And also maybe it'll make me feel better to be like, oh, I'm not worrying about this thing anymore. Remember, and that was the thing I was worrying about the most. Oh, like worries. That's a good reminder that like worries come and go. So anyhow, so that's that. If you need to finish that up again, you can do that. I'm just going to keep going on with the exercise for today. So what you're going to need for today's exercise is you're going to need some paper. Again, it doesn't have to be fancy paper. I'm just using, well, I'm not using typing paper. I'm using some cardstock, so it's a little thicker. And then I'm just going to be using Sharpies, but I'd encourage you to get any tools that you have that you want to use for making a drawing, all right? So it could be colored pencils, crayons, markers, Sharpies, anything that you have that you want to use. I'm going to just use this so that you can see it very clearly, and I'm going to keep it simple. I don't want to spend all this time making this art. I just kind of want to walk us through it, and you can always pause the video and work however longer you need and then restart it again once you finish another part. So what we're going to be doing today is, have you heard of Get to Know the Artist or Know the Artist? It's a meme that people post online usually, and it's usually a way to just sort of introduce themselves to anybody that sees their account. And for instance, so what they'll often do is they'll often take and have a list of likes and a list of dislikes, and then they'll draw a self-portrait. And it's just a really easy way for people to kind of like get to know them. All right. Then it's fun because you can be like, oh, this artist likes this thing. I like this thing too. Or, oh, they don't like this. I actually like that. Or I don't. It's just a fun way to kind of show the world, kind of talk about yourself in a way, because talking about ourselves can be kind of uncomfortable sometimes. And sometimes art, I mean, at least for me, art's a really good way to do that. But we're going to put a little bit on a twist on it so that it kind of aligns more with the stuff that we've done in the previous projects. And so what I want us to do is, and remember, you can use any supplies you want. Just because I'm keeping it simple doesn't mean you have to. But I want you to, actually I'm going to use the other one so it's a little bit bigger. On the left side of your paper, I want you to write happy. And on the left side, we're not going to do sad, not that opposite. We're going to say worry. All right. And so what I want you to do is I want you, kind of like with our worry exercise, is I just want you to stop for a little bit, to take a breath. And on the happy side, I said to take a breath and then I didn't. I just kind of went forward. Sorry about that. Okay. I want you to think about things that make you happy, that make you feel good. Try to come up with 5, all right? Because we want a little bit of a list. So I don't want you to just write down one thing. If you can't come up with 5, that's okay. Try to come up with at least 3. Surely there are 3 things in this world that make you happy. So I'm going to say biking. I'm going to say drawing. I'm going to say friends and family. What else makes me happy? Comics. And for the last one, I'm going to say chips. They're my favorite snack, and I love them. I will eat a whole bag at once. All right, so that's my list of things that make me happy. Now, I want to think of things. What are things that I worry about? I worry about money sometimes. Obviously, not having enough. As an artist, work kind of comes and goes. It's not constant all the time. So sometimes I can worry about that. Obviously, I worry about being like a perfectionist. And I'll also put not just perfectionism, but sort of like being good enough or doing the right thing. I also worry about my health. And you know, I don't want to spend the whole time, I don't want you to have to watch me come up with a list of things. So just because I'm stuck a little bit, I just want to move forward with it. So what I want us to do now that actually, I guess I should show you that list. So there's only 3 things here. There's lots of other things that worry me. I guess I could go back and think about my worry release papers or things like that. But again, 3 is okay. We just want to list again. We don't want just one thing. So now what we want to do is we want to draw a self-portrait in the middle of our paper. And don't forget, you can pull out all your art supplies. Just because I'm drawing with the Sharpie doesn't mean you have to keep it simple like that. Like, I'd encourage you to have fun with this, right? When you're drawing your self-portrait, I put drawing and doing together to make a new word. But when you're drawing your self-portrait, it doesn't have to be a literal self-portrait. You can do it full body. You can do a portrait. You could do like a bust from the shoulders up. Or you could do a self-portrait of the things that make you happy or the things you like. Draw them down here. I would encourage you to do that too. Like, draw these things, you know, if you want to add likes and dislikes to kind of make it more like the classic meme, you can do that. But really just think about how you see yourself and how you want others to see you, and try to put that on paper. It doesn't have to be literal. It doesn't have to be exact. It's like, that's the thing that's nice about self-portraits, is you can kind of do them however you want. All right, so I'm going to be boring. I'm just going to kind of do one that is kind of typical or standard. So I'm going to draw myself. Got my glasses, my eyebrows. I'm going to try to sit up a little bit. Here's me. I've got no hair. That's easy to draw. And then I'm going to... and if you remember... Oops. So I draw straight to pen. I don't really use a pencil or anything anymore, and that's because I want to get used to making mistakes. You can see I made a mistake here, and that I made my shirt too short, so I had to make it longer. And I'm wearing just socks today, so I'm just going to do that. So, anyhow, I made these. So you can see I made my shirt a little too short, so I just went ahead and drew it to expand it. I'm not worried. I want you to have fun, and I want you to do the kind of drawing you want, but I don't want you to worry about making it too perfect. And so this is a way I'm going to fix this. I'm going to use it to fix my socks too, is how about if I just give myself a black shirt, and then nobody's ever going to know that I made that mistake. All right, let's give myself some black socks too. All right. So, and you could take time with this again if you wanted to color it in. You could color it in, but that's sort of the main part of the. That's kind of the exercise. And again, you can share it with friends, with family, and just or just put it up. Maybe put it on the door to your room. So I have something in my eye. And it kind of lets people get to know you a little bit. But something that I want to do is to kind of wrap this up is, I want us to look at this list of the things that we worry about. And, worry makes us feel bad. It causes us stress, anxiety. Sometimes it can make us feel restless or angry. And, we just think of worries as being this like negative thing. But what I'm going to ask you to do, and you can write this down, or you can just think about it. Sometimes I like writing things down. I'm not going to because I just want to talk for a bit, but I like writing things down because it kind of makes it more real and more permanent. But what are the good things that we get from our worries? How can we reframe our worries and think about them as being good things? So, like for instance, if I worry about money, or just worrying in general, worrying about money, worrying about this stuff, like I'll just use money as an example, is like it makes me more responsible with my money. If I'm not sure if I'm going to have work, it makes me save it. It makes me be careful and thoughtful about the way I'm spending it. Also, just like being good enough or being a perfectionist, like that's a worry that I have. But in some ways, I think that also makes me work really hard, and it makes me be really careful about everything that I do and really think about it. And that's like a good thing, right? Like being careful and doing something right is a good thing. And also like learning that like it's a process. Like that's what all of these exercises about, right? Like that's a good thing. And so I also think about like, I really care about people and I'm empathetic. And I think that comes from my worrying. I worry about are other people okay? I worry how they're doing, I think I'm creative because of my worrying all the time. I think I think it taps into something. I don't know, that's hard to describe, but anyhow, I just want you to think about that as you look at this, get to know the artist and get to know you. I think sometimes it's not just for us to show other people to get to know us, but I think sometimes doing a project like this is a really good way for us to like kind of reconnect with ourselves and the things that make us tick and what we love about ourselves and what are things that we could either work on some more or try to reframe them and think about the good things. So anyhow, that's it. That's kind of it for the project for today. I think I was worried about it being so fast, and then I think I talk and I check the video and it ends up being just about to the limit of where it should be. But thank you again for drawing with me and for sitting with me. Again, I hope folks that are joining us for the first time, I hope you come back. And I want to say thank you to everybody that's been coming to all these videos. So next week, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making journal comics. And it's just another project where it's like thinking about the things that happen in our day and trying to find the fun stories in them. Or sad stories, or whatever kind of story, I guess. But so that's what we'll be doing next week. I hope you'll join us. I gotta slow down. So all right, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.